You know, in a world that is practically screaming for your attention 24/7, what if the most radical thing you could do was just nothing? Today, we are going to break down the 24-hour dopamine detox into a super simple, practical guide.
So let me just start with a question, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Are you feeling constantly distracted? You know that feeling, right? Where your focus is like a pinball, just bouncing from one notification to the next, never really settling on anything?
Yeah, if that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. There's a good chance your brain is just stuck in overdrive. It's been trained to chase this endless stream of tiny, super easy rewards, what we call dopamine hits, from every like, every notification, every swipe of the feed.
Okay, so first up, the constant craving. Let's really dig into the why behind this feeling of being perpetually wired and, frankly, overstimulated.
The signs of this digital overload are pretty much universal. We're talking about that fractured focus that makes sitting down with a good book feel like an impossible task. It's that constant, nagging need to check your phone, the total inability to just enjoy a quiet moment, and that general, fuzzy mental fog. And look, this isn't some personal failure. It's practically a feature of the world we live in now.
So, what on earth is the answer here? Well, you've probably heard this term dopamine detox thrown around, but we need to redefine it because what it actually is often totally misunderstood.
Okay, so here's the biggest misconception. This is not about getting rid of dopamine. You need dopamine. The thing is, dopamine isn't really about pleasure. It's about the motivation to go get the pleasure. So a detox is simply a short, intentional break from all the super high stimulus stuff in our lives. It's about giving that reward-seeking part of your brain a much needed break, a reset.
Exactly. The whole point isn't to starve your brain, it's to recalibrate it. I love this analogy. Think of it like cleansing your palate, right? After a day of no junk food, a simple apple tastes incredible. We're just applying that exact same idea to our attention.
All right, enough theory. Let's get really practical. This is your 24-hour game plan, the actual how-to guide, broken down step by step.
So the whole detox really boils down to this simple swap. Instead of scrolling social media, you're going to journal. Instead of binge-watching a show, you're going to read an actual physical book. You trade the nonstop input of podcasts and music for a quiet walk outside. See the pattern here? The core principle is shifting from passive consumption to active engagement. That's the key.
Now, good preparation is what makes this whole thing manageable instead of miserable. Seriously. Step 1, pick your day. Find a 24-hour window where you have as few obligations as possible. Step 2, tell people. Just let your friends and family know you'll be offline. This takes away all the pressure to respond. And finally, prep your space. Hide your phone, put it in another room, and get your book, your journal, whatever you need out and ready to go. You're just setting yourself up for a...
And now, for the best part, the payoff. After you get through the how, let's talk about the why. Why this 24-hour reset is so worth your time.
This quote just captures the feeling perfectly. It's not just about feeling rested. It's this deep, profound shift in your mental clarity. It really is like the clouds parting after a storm, and suddenly you can just think again with this incredible sharpness.
And these are the tangible results you can expect. Remember that fractured attention we talked about? It gets replaced with a much sharper focus. That mental fog lifts and creativity starts to bubble up, and you actually start to appreciate boredom, not as something you have to escape, but as a space where new ideas can grow. Your mind is just calmer, and simple things, like a cup of tea, start to feel deeply rewarding again.
So you've done it. You've completed the 24-hour reset. Awesome. But the real challenge, and honestly the real benefit, is what you do next. Let's talk about how to make this whole thing stick.
This is so important to understand. A one-day detox isn't a magic cure-all. You got to think of it more like a compass. It doesn't instantly teleport you to your destination, but it helps you find your bearings again, especially when the world is constantly trying to pull you off course. The real power of this reset is that it forces you to just pause. It gives you the space to ask a really important question. Is this technology serving me, or am I serving it? And the answer you find in that one quiet day can totally reshape how you interact with the world for months to come. So I'll just leave you with this thought. You don't have to do a full detox tomorrow. But what is one small, deliberate choice you can make to reclaim just a little piece of your attention? That's it for this time. Thanks so much for joining me.